I'd like to take a moment to share with you a very good conversation that I had with a new client of mine. It's my hope that what I shared with her is a help to you the way it was to her. She is 41 years old. She has a 19-year-old daughter in college. She lives with her boyfriend, who is 43, and she has been with him for 2 years. He has an older adult son. She said, "Doc, I'm coming to you because I saw your work and wanted to see you because of questions that my boyfriend has about me." I said, "Oh, that's interesting." She said, "Doc, he's a great man. He's everything that I've asked for. He's everything that I prayed for. He's a leader. He's emotionally present. When he gets upset with her, he's very patient. He can be upset with her and explain things in a very calm and mature way. He is emotionally regulated and balanced. He doesn't get very upset about anything. He is outspoken and a great leader, but he's also a great partner. He disagrees in a mature way. He's never harsh with her, none of those things." And so I started scratching my head and I said, "Well, man, what's the problem?" She said, "If I'm honest, he's not the problem. I believe it's me." I said, "Why do you say?" She said, "Well, I never knew my father. He abandoned our family at the age of 5. My mom raised me and my 2 younger siblings as a single mother. She was a very strong mother. And at the age of 23, I married my child's father." She said, "When I married him, he was very abusive, also a cheater. He cheated within the first year of the marriage." She said she should have left, but she left right around year 4 or 5 eventually. And she ended up raising their daughter, all alone. He is not in their daughter's life, but her daughter's doing well. She's in college, great grades, just a great person. I said, "Wonderful." I said, "And your boyfriend?" I said, "Tell me more about him." She said, "Well, I've known him for 10 years. We built a very good friendship and we get along great. Again, he's an exceptional man. He has a great career. He's a great, solid person and man." She said, "But he tells me all the time that I don't listen, that I don't respect him. And she said, the more that I think about it, he's probably right." I said, "Well, ma'am, I appreciate you being very honest." I said, "Why is it that you think you don't listen to him?" She said, "I'm honestly not sure." I said, "How does he treat you?" She said, "He treats me great." I said, "Let's ask a different question. Did you tell him you were coming to talk to me?" She started laughing. She said, "I did." I said, "What did he say?" She said, "His initial reaction was, 'Oh, okay.'" I said, "Was that he didn't want you to come talk to me reaction, or what kind of reaction was it?" She said, "Well, he was kind of confused." I said, "What was your response?" She said, "Well, I asked him, 'Do you have a problem if I go, see this guy? I really want to work on, I think, some things that I think will help us. I really believe I'm the problem in this relationship.'" And she said he was hesitant, but then said, "Go ahead." Said the next day he came to her and said, "Yeah, I checked out some of his videos and I don't have a problem with you going to see him." She said, "But I'm confused." She said she looked at him and said, "What are you confused about?" She said, he said he has no problem with me. The content, the information that I share seems to be fair and balanced. I said, "Tell him I said thank you." She said, "But after watching some of my content, he said to her that he's been saying the same things to me and I haven't been listening." I said, "Ma'am, is that true?" She said, "He's correct. He says a lot of the things that, you've covered with me so far in the session. And I don't understand why I have a hard time receiving it from him." I said, "Ma'am, what type of man did you ask for?" She said, "I asked for everything that he is: a kind man, a compassionate man, a considerate man, a spiritually grounded man, a patient man, a good friend. He's all of those things. Nobody's perfect, but he's exactly what I've asked for. He's a strong man. He's a masculine man, but he's also gentle. He's a gentle giant." I said, "Ma'am, have you healed from the trauma of the past?" She put her head down. She started to get a little emotional. She lifted her head and said, "Doc, I think that's a big problem." I said, "Ma'am, that is a problem." I said, the fact of the matter is, if this man is everything that you asked for, you absolutely want a man that you're not ready for. And I said, ma'am, I'm going to be honest with you. You are in a position that many women that I've worked with across the world, many women that I've encountered, who really claim to want so many things in a man until they realize after getting that man that they're not as prepared for that man as they thought they were. I said, what ends up typically happening with these women is that they simply self-sabotage. They sabotage themselves out of a great relationship. She starts crying. I said, let me ask you a question. When is the worst time to go to a grocery store? She starts smiling. She says, of course, when you're hungry, Doc. I said, why? She said, because when you're hungry, everything looks good. I said, ma'am, if you have not healed from the trauma of the past, the worst thing you can do is get into another relationship. Because while he seems to check all of the boxes that you've been looking for, you won't even realize how good he is because you're viewing him and his behavior from a hurt place. I said, what you should have done is healed from the trauma before getting into this relationship. She said, he said something similar, and he even said to me that he feels like many days she's pushing, that she's pushing him away because of the way she acts. I said, he's absolutely correct. I said, it's clear he's being gentle and patient with you. I said, but when you self-sabotage, the things that were meant to bless you and sent to bless you will certainly be deemed a curse to you. They will look like something that's not good for you because you're looking at them or those things through a broken lens. I said, ma'am, you got to heal the trauma. I said, one of the causes of people self-sabotaging is that they do not heal trauma before attempting to move forward. And they think that things external to them will be the answer to fixing what's wrong inside of them. I said, ma'am, the fact of the matter is, he sounds like the perfect man to you. But because you're viewing him through the lens of trauma, you can't even see his perfection because of all of your flaws. I said, the first thing you've got to do is heal from this trauma. I said, not only do you need to heal from this trauma, you need to recognize that if you don't fix your trauma, there's not a man on this planet that can solve your problems. She started crying and getting upset. I said, I don't want you to get upset. I said, I need you to really hear me and understand that the same way the worst time to go to a grocery store is going when you're hungry, the worst time to enter into a relationship, one of the worst times to enter in a relationship is when you have unresolved issues and unresolved trauma. I said, yes, you guys have known each other for 10 years and you're good friends. That's great. I said, but you're behind the wheel of a Bentley that you're not ready to drive. I said, let me ask you something. I said, your awesome 19-year-old daughter, would you have given her a Bentley at the age of 12? She started laughing and said, of course not. She said, she's 19. I wouldn't give her one. I said, I understand. I said, but the reason why you wouldn't give her a Bentley at the age of 12 is because not only does she not have a license, but because she's behind the wheel of something she can't handle. And so many women have prayed and fasted and done Lent and done all of these things to get the dream man. And when they get them, they sabotage the relationship because once that man is in front of them, they realize that that man is really a reflection back to them of all of the work they have not done. I said, ma'am, you want a man, but the one you have, you're not ready for. I said, the best thing you can do is get some work. Let's fix the trauma of the past. Let's fix the trauma from childhood. Let's fix the trauma from your ex-husband. Let's fix the trauma from your father. I said, there's some clear parent wounds that you're dealing with that are not resolved. But please understand, you need to start working on this right away if you want to salvage the relationship. Do you want to keep it? She said, yes, sir, I do. I love him. I made that clear to him. He made it clear to me that he loves me. He wants to work with me. I said, ma'am, you got a gold mine. I said, there's a lot of women that I work with that would love to be in your position. I said, but there's also a lot of women that I work with who think they want what you have, but because they have not resolved their own trauma, a good Bentley that they should be able to drive could be slapping them right in the face. But because their life is grounded in trauma that has not been resolved, they have a man that they're not ready for. I hope this made sense. If it did, type church in the comments with 3 R's. And then remember, you've got 2 jobs. 1, be better today than what you were yesterday. And 2, don't forget what I told you.